there. Welcome to So Sweet Sundays. I'm Sweets, and this is Wance, who is my best friend. She's nervous right now.
Very.
And so we're going to just have a conversation. We've been friends since like God created Earth. We've been friends for super long, and we're so different, but we are so one. She knows me more than anybody. Is God and then her. She knows the ins and outs about me, and yet she still loves me.
Ditto.
And so there's a few questions that were posed. Cupcake wanted to ask the question, and her question was,
What's your guys' favorite thing about each other?
my favorite thing about Wentz is her heart. She has such a big heart. She's so kind. Um, she is really a servant of heart. She would literally give her shirt off her back for people. I've literally seen you do that. Give your shirt off your back for others. You will run yourself ragged for people. Your heart is beyond big. Like, I don't even know how it fits in your chest. Like, it's beyond big. Um, that's what I love about her is that her heart is so big that she's always thinking about others. Um, that you would literally go off 40 minutes of sleep and you have a task to do for her and him and them and Shim and him and her again and you don't even think twice about it, you know. No matter how tired you are, you'll still keep going. So I love that about her. That's my answer.
I love your boldness.
I knew you were going to say that.
And you're just true to self all the time. You're a boundary setter. You're everything that I'm not.
Yeah.
But you're sweet. That's why you're sweets.
Yeah.
That was me. Care for the name sweet.
Yeah. Many
But
years ago.
and I like everything you stand for. Your style,
Yeah.
the way you throw that makeup on
Yeah.
and put those clothes together. You're just a creator. You're you love God. I love that about you. You don't play. So I tap into you when I want to be on my I'm not playing.
Yeah.
It's like what would sweets do?
Yeah.
And then I try to do that. Not to the extent, but I
Yeah.
try to do that. But you're loyal.
Mm-hmm.
The way you love me, just period. Full stop.
Yeah.
Like I could do whatever and you'll still love me.
Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. And we've experienced all kind of things. We've been friends for so long. So long. We've watched each other kids grow. We've been through all kind of peaks and valleys. There was a thing because we mesh so well together. Have we ever fell out? Oh, all the time.
It's even embarrassing to say.
Yeah,
But we had one big fallout.
yeah, we
The
did.
biggest of all time.
Yeah, we
We didn't
did.
talk for a long time.
Yeah, we did not. Really, and
It was horrible. It was horrible.
yeah,
I wish I could take it back.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It happens.
And when we seen each other after it was a few years. It was a few years. Um,
I went through it for those few years. Too.
yeah, I know you did. I know you did. And I still pray for your ugly self too.
Yeah. I know you still
Pray-
felt me.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And when I saw you, I just came to you and I said, I'm sorry. And you said you weren't going to cry. And now I'm feeling like I'm about to cry
Yeah, and I'm
thinking
trying
about
not
that.
to. You're not doing that. We not. We not.
And I just came to you and I just hugged your neck and I said, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There was really not a lot of words exchanged. And you just fell into my arms and just start weeping so bad. And you was like, I'm just so sorry, Bitty Weeks. Like, I miss you so much. And I was like, I miss you too. And we hugged for a long
A
time.
long time.
Yeah, a long time.
And that was
And,
it.
and that was it.
And that's it.
Nothing else needed to be said. Nothing else needed to be explained. There was no anything to where you needed to really go into it. You know, it was just like what didn't need to be explained didn't need to be
There
explained.
was no need.
Yeah, yeah.
We've never even talked about it till right now.
No, never.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's just what it is, and it's like, um, man, we have been through a lot of things, and so it was really silly, you know. Um, but when God placed two people together, you know, it's just like,
Mm-hmm. You can't do anything about it.
yeah, it's like love really covers a multitude of sins. It really does cover a multitude of sins. Um, but yeah, it was crazy.
It was very crazy. Y'all, it was so stupid.
Yeah,
It was really, really stupid.
yeah, and it still just show the love that we still have for each other, and that we will always have for each other,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. You know, it's just timeless. You know, so yeah, that's funny.
That was a
Ooh,
mess.
what was the next question?
When did you guys realize you guys were for lifers?
I gotta take this one first.
Yeah,
I don't even know if that was really. I think it was probably. It's probably early on for me.
yeah,
Yeah, like when you were you'd be braiding my hair.
mhm,
We'd be at the house
yeah,
with the boys.
mhm,
They'd be in and out, running out the house. We used to have
yeah,
these long, just really long talks.
yeah,
And I don't know. It seemed like when we first met, we just clicked,
yeah. We did.
like out of nowhere. And
Yeah.
I was really trying to navigate, loving God
Mhm,
again,
mhm.
and you were the mold of that for me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why do you say that?
Because you were, because just you really, really like love God, like you were going through it.
Mhm.
It was things coming at you like left and right, and I'd be like, "Oh Lord, how's she gonna deal with this?" But you would just deal with it,
Yeah.
and you would just keep moving, and I'd be like, "Man, that is so tight that she could just keep doing that, and keep moving." And I knew where you came from
Yeah.
because of other people would tell me.
Yeah.
Because to know you then, you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, no, she didn't. She did not do that. We would not be friends." If she did that, I mean, I don't think we would have, because we're so different.
We are very much so
We're so
different.
very
Yeah.
different. And then when people used to tell me, even pastor,
Mhm.
like, no, she didn't say that. No, she didn't do that. And you'd be like, yes,
Right.
she did. You'd be
Yeah.
like, yes, I did.
Right. Exactly.
But it was just like an instant, like, click. And then also,
Yeah.
probably when I was pregnant with Imaya,
Mhm.
um, just how you were there for me
Yeah.
you were there when I had her.
Mhm.
Just that whole, when I was pregnant with my daughter, it was the most difficult time
Mhm.
that you could ever think. And it was supposed to be a lovely time.
Yeah.
But it was very difficult.
Mhm.
I mean, there's so many different times
Yeah.
when you told me what God, when I was working
Mhm.
at,
Yeah.
and I was making a lot of money,
Right.
and you told me, God said,
Mhm.
don't do that.
Yeah.
If you do that, you're going to lose your job.
Right.
And what did I do?
Did it anyway.
I did it anyway. And what
Yeah.
happened?
You lost your
I
job.
had a good job, y'all. I had a really good job.
A really good
And
job.
I was like, well, but I love him. And Teresa was
Oh
like, but you're going to lose your job.
God. Right.
And just little things like that. Like, just are. I don't think I'm really me. I'm very surface
Yeah.
to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But, like with you,
Mm-hmm.
my sisters,
Mm-hmm.
probably with you more so, like the goofiness.
Yeah.
But just, I think that, to answer the question, I think it was early on
Yeah.
for me.
Um, I used to call you Sleeping Beauty, remember?
Oh my gosh.
Everything
Yes.
was rainbows.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, that's a freaking cyclops. Do you see this? But I just love it and kiss it. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Remember to, I was really learning how to finesse dealing with the gift of prophecy and not just being so blunt and stuff. We would be talking on the phone, and I would say, what would I say to you? A lot of times, remember, I'll be like, I'm done, and I'll hang up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you would call me
Like, did you just
emotional.
hang up on me?
No, at first you were like, I think something happened to the phone. I said, no, I hung up on you. I'm done. I said I was done. So it's over. We're done talking. And she's like, you can't do that. That's rude. I was like, no, but I told you I was done. She's like, but you didn't say bye. I said that was my goodbye.
Yeah, we did that a lot of times.
Yeah. And then I had to learn with you teaching me. Stop doing that. Like, it's rude. But I didn't feel that it was rude. I felt like when I said I'm done,
Come
I'm
a
done.
long way, baby.
Right. And so it was like I had to learn the sensitivity of you and the softness of you because it would really hurt your feelings.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
you can't just tell me. Yeah.
right. And to where a point you would be like almost in tears. And so I had to be like, okay, change that because, obviously it most likely is rude. It was. It was rude. But I didn't, at the time, didn't understand that. And so the fact that my heart would be softened to even have that idea that perhaps you need to change because you're really hurting her meant something big to me. Because before then, before being saved, I never cared.
Chop, chop.
Exactly. Get on out of here. Like, yeah. And so that's, I think, when I knew it was something great because I actually cared. And then I wanted to do something to fix it.
Right, and you would listen to me.
Yeah, I would.
And you didn't used to listen to nobody.
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 Exactly. Yeah, that is very much so true. And like we're so totally different. You're more quiet and meek, and I'm bold and sometimes obnoxious. I think too, it really solidified when braiding your hair and the Lord gave me things for you. And it was like, how in the heck do you know that? And I think it was just like, and I remember you would study me a lot when we would be in services, and before I would go and preach or pray or prophesy, because before getting married, that was all my life was. And you would watch me intensely, and you would know when the Lord is giving me a download, because you would say to me, I get this look. I still don't know what the look is to this day.
Y'all know the look.
And I'm like, how do you know this? You're like, because you get this certain look, and it's so intense and
It'll
it's
be so
locked in.
tight.
And it was just like, I remember all the time you'd be like, what do you see? What do you feel? What's going on? What's going on? I'm like, lock in. Lock in. Um, just the difference of us. Us just going to the store and like creating when we're getting ready to do an event or something.
Mm-hmm.
We've done so many different events and functions together. Um, just when I need something, and the one thing that I love is that when I'm barking orders, you never get offended and like never flip out like, oh my God, like, can you say that nicer? You know, it's because you know I'm on a deadline and I need to get it done. I can say one word and the vision already pops in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You can say something and I'm already on it. You know, just you my yin to my yang. Like, I love you, girl.
I love you
It's
too.
like, woman of God, like, man, like, we done been through so much. Um, Things that it just me and you would only be able to laugh about.
That initially I was crying about,
That you were
and
crying
maybe you
about,
were laughing about,
that
and
I
then
was
I
laughing
caught
about.
up to your laugh.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Journeys and missions that we were like
Oh
mission.
my.
Just so many things. Times where the girls were going through, and I would, feel in my shondo, and I would call you, go check on the girls. This is happening, and like you get there, and exactly what the Lord
Sleeping
showed me.
Beauty. Really,
Yeah.
literally. I would be sleep, you know, figuratively sleep to
Yeah.
what's going on around me.
Yeah.
Because really, I'd be like, oh no, that friend is so nice, and no, they wouldn't do that. They're never gonna do that,
Right.
but they have that in them, and yep, Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah. Yeah. And then eventually you woke up, and what awoke sometimes is like, maybe you should lay back down.
But a lot of things that if I wouldn't have done,
It was necessary.
yeah,
It was most definitely necessary.
yeah,
I wouldn't take none of it back
no, I wouldn't either.
at all.
And I'm grateful
Yeah.
that I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, because there's things you needed to go through and things you needed to see. Most definitely.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty dope. What was the other question?
What was your guys' first impressions?
I thought she was dope.
Yeah, I thought the same.
I thought she was dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought the same because you were different.
Yeah.
And I had never seen anybody that was saved that had so much like swag. Like, you're really saved?
Yeah.
You got makeup on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You got makeup on. You got all these colors on. You look popping. You're wearing the styles that everybody is wearing, and you're saved. Like, you're really saved. Because at
Yeah.
first I thought she probably ain't saved. You know, growing up in a Kojic
Right.
church with a missionary mom. But yeah, I just thought you were so super, super, super tight. And then when you would go forth, I knew that you were saved.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
also, when you just handling the boys like you did, these big old boys,
Right.
and it was all of them,
Yeah.
and one of you,
Right.
and they didn't really try to step to you
Right.
at
Right.
all. They were not.
Yeah. We would always laugh because you would be like, the way that I would tell them, if you keep it up and I'm going to snatch your arm off.
And I'd be like, oh my god.
Yes. It's just
But
like,
it worked, and I respected that. You know, because I have girls,
Yeah.
and but my girls act like boys, but they're beautiful.
they
girls.
never act like that with me.
No,
They never act
oh
like
no,
that
no,
with me.
no,
Right.
no. But yeah, that was just so. I admire that.
Yeah.
Just the strength of you raising them by yourself
Yeah.
until James
Not
came.
on welfare.
Not on welfare,
Right.
working, and
Right.
they had all the latest everything.
Yeah.
They had all the video games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also, you just having to juggle everything that was coming at you,
Yeah.
and you did it with strength.
Yeah. And not only that, because of the call on my life, a lot of spiritual things that I was always on attack with the spiritual things, and then having to be a mom and serve and still say what thus says the Lord is and provide and be a disciplinary, but also teach my kids to love and kindness and all of these other things, that, I had to deal with, that he just kept me on the wall and really lived this thing for real saved, not, in and out. I remember as we were developing our friendship, you were like, "So you don't cuss or nothing, nothing." I'm like, "No, why would I cuss?" You're like, "Not even when you get mad." I'm like, "No." So you don't drink just a little bit, like wine coolers, like you were trying to figure out like what was in my medicine cabinet. Yeah.
Spritzers.
And I'm like, no. So you're like, you're saved, saved.
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, is there any other way to be saved?
But you
You're
didn't.
like,
You just you know how church folks are.
yeah,
I was one of those church folks.
yeah,
Like this person, just judgmental. You know?
yeah, yeah. And it didn't take that long for you to see that, like, no, no, she
No, because I
really
know
said
what's
about
real.
that. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then too, like, growing in my gifting. And it would
Hmm.
be times going to talk to somebody, and
Hmm.
then all of a sudden they're on the floor. And it was like, what the heck? And you're like, Witty Weeks, what you tell them? I'm like, none of your business, nosy.
And then watching your gifts
Yeah,
as they came.
yeah, yeah,
But they didn't come. They didn't just come. They came by fasting and praying.
yeah, most
They came the
definitely.
right way.
Right, right.
Hmm.
It wasn't, no, oh, I wake up today and I'm a prophet or I'm a prophetess or I'm
Hmm.
preaching and praying. I'm really getting into that deliverance bag and, things like that. Is like, I really had to get on my grind about that thing. But
Hmm.
I had to because, what I dealt with.
Hmm.
And so it was like, no, I'm going to have to fast this one through because it ain't gonna be good if I don't, you
Hmm.
know. So that was always funny for you to be like, tell me, and I'm like, I always just tell you that's why you'll never get this gift because you're so nosy.
I don't know if I would want it. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot, especially when you're dealing with people's burdens and their secrets. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot, and then to not expose things before time, or sometimes you don't expose it at all. And so that was
Hmm.
always a major thing. But you always held things down for me, whether I'm like, Wance, come with me. I need to go over here and pray, or I got to go to this conference, or,
Hmm.
doing this or that over there. You will always be like, okay. It was never like, oh, no. It was just like, okay, what do you need me to do? What time we need to be there?
Hmm.
And it was like just dragging you and the boys along with me through this wild journey of my life. I just appreciate that, you deal with all my crazy, that no matter if I'm needing something expeditiously, or I'm like, Wentz, I need you to figure this out for me, or can you search this for me? It's like
Hmm.
5.3 seconds later, I have the information downloaded. I just love that. It's like while I'm doing other things, it's like you're taking care of all of the background stuff so that I can do what I need to do for the Lord. And I honor that and appreciate that. What, Rishmish, you had a question?
I was gonna say, how does you two's difference in personality, complementary? How
Cause
do you guys work through that?
because she's more of the um quiet.
Stay in the
Sometimes she's a,
background
but
and
sometimes you're a
observe.
quiet storm. No, yeah,
Sometimes.
sometimes you're a quiet storm.
Hmm.
Um, and there's a lot of times before I got up to pray, I would always call you and ask you to sing me a song.
Hmm.
So she would set the atmosphere for
I can
me at
sing a little
times.
bit. Just a little bit.
Excuse me. Um, yeah, she's a quiet storm at a lot of times. But I think just my boldness
Hmm.
um, complements her quietness at times. Um, a lot of times I'll be ready to war and she'd be like, peace, you know. Um, it's just because we're so polar opposite.
Hmm.
We're so polar opposite. But we like the same things, a lot
We
of
do
the
like a lot
things.
of the same things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Even though you would black and gray me down,
Hmm.
you still like color, you know.
Hmm.
Um, not so much all the time do you want to wear it, but you like it. You know. Remember when you used to wear nothing but dresses?
Oh my gosh, yep. Dresses
Yeah.
and heels.
That's all you ever
Dresses
wear.
and heels.
It's
Just
like,
really fancy.
yeah. Like
Like
she
literally.
didn't wear breeches, shorts. Always was wearing a dress, a skirt, and heels. You can never catch you in sneakers ever.
Nope.
That is so crazy.
That
And
is
now
crazy.
it's like you're like heels. What? Where's those sneakers at? Yeah.
Yep.
So that and she has on like a lilac today. So that is
Right.
really awesome
I'm
because
trying.
yeah, you would like you'd be like, what? How many people died in her life? She's always in black.
I have a lot of black.
Yeah, a lot of black, a lot of gray, olive. You have olive. Um, yeah, for me it's because we're so polar opposite. What about you, Wins?
Yeah, it'd be the same. That we're complete opposites. And you'll look at things a certain way, and I'll look at it a certain way. And then when we talk about it together, it's just like it always snaps.
Yeah.
Just even if it's like, a small thing like decorating or like the big things.
Yeah.
The big
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And it does help to have a best friend who's a prophet.
Yeah.
Sometimes, sometimes it's hard because I'd be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That's why I don't be around a lot, you guys. I'm telling you, because sometimes I just be like,
You
can
be
I
just
handle
like,
it?
yeah, you can. You don't want to at times.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I really
But you
don't
can.
sometimes.
But you can though.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
Right.
I know that I can because I know that it's God.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I know that. Really, honestly, if it wasn't for the day that God delivered me,
Yeah, remember that day.
you being,
Yeah.
you being there,
Yeah.
yeah, because I was spiraling like it was a mess.
Down like crazy.
It was crazy,
Yeah.
and it was good to have a best friend that you can call and be like, "Can you come over because I think somebody's gonna kill. I'm gonna die tonight.
Yeah.
Literally, like I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
So if you don't, can you come?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I was right there.
right there
Right there.
with the posse.
Yeah. Yeah. And we tarried
Mm-hmm.
for a while.
And that really has kept me.
Yes, it has.
No
It
drinking
has.
in
Yeah.
how many years? No drinking,
A
no
while.
smoking. 13.
Like over a decade.
Yeah, 13
Yeah.
years.
Even though we've been friends way longer than that.
Yeah.
Way longer than that.
And I'm not always, consistent with my relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
But you're always consistent with me, no matter what.
Yeah.
And you're always praying for me. And I appreciate that
Yeah.
because
Because what's that?
because I know that a lot of times your prayers have kept me.
Yeah.
My mother's prayers, kept me up till a certain age.
Yeah.
And my mother's prayers are still carrying me,
Yeah.
to this day. But
Right.
a lot of times, like I can feel you praying for me in different situations
Yeah.
where we haven't even talked.
Yeah.
Or you'll text or call me when I'm going through something.
Yeah.
And you'll just tell me what thus saith the Lord.
Yeah.
Even people in my family, when they're going through something, you'll text them,
Yeah.
you'll text me.
Yeah.
Just, I love you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Like for not, you know what I'm saying? For not just throwing up the deuces.
Yeah.
Being like, we're not always equally yoked. Because a lot of people, especially, where I come from, as far as being raised in the church like I was raised, like you don't, some people will feel like, I'm on this journey, I'm on this path, my relationship with God is this, I don't have time for them, but you really are about your Father's business, like period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, no matter what you have, I'm about my Father's business.
Yeah.
You'll get on your knees and pray,
Yeah.
walk up to people. I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't even really think you know. Do you really know?
Tell me,
Do you know?
do I know what?
Like, really, do you really know, like, who you are to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
really,
it's
really
always
love
nice
you.
to hear.
Yeah, I really, really love you.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody like you. You know all of my secrets.
Yeah.
Every last one of them.
Yeah.
And I got some secrets.
Yeah.
I got some secrets.
Yeah.
I really do. And I appreciate you a lot.
And the funny thing is that even when we fell out, you never heard it about none of them either with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Never violated any like that, nor ever would I ever. You know, and
Right, because people that call each other friends, you know, nowadays, the minute they fall out, it's all over.
right?
They're posting there. But I never have to worry about that,
Yeah.
you know, with you.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, I'm 50 years old. And I've gone through a lot of things.
Mhm.
And I've probably changed and was like, you know, blowing in the wind sometimes. But you always stayed the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always. And your love for me has always been the same.
Always.
And you'll still drop everything.
Yes, I will. Always.
Yep. I appreciate it. Like, it's nothing like it
Yeah.
to have someone who God assigned to you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, God assigned you to me.
Yeah. Most definitely. So we talked about assignment last week and being on a post. How do you feel? How big is that to you? For someone to be on their post, like for me to be on my post.
Oh my gosh, it's super important.
Why?
Because there are so many lives. There are so many things that are going on. There's so, especially right now, the world is so crazy that God needs people who are going to be on their post.
Yeah.
Because they're so far and few between.
Mhm.
But this is like the falling away, right?
Yeah.
People are falling away from the church.
Yeah.
And so you really can't find people that are going to tarry, you know, and really pray and really fast. Everybody is preaching prosperity. And, you know, when God is not just going to bless you
Yeah.
because Pastor so-and-so on BET said that God's going to bless you. The blessings are falling. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen. You have to line yourself up.
Yeah.
And so I just think that the church that we came up in, the pastor that we were under is very, like, he's God's man. And so the way that he teaches, it's just like black and white.
Yeah.
It's like heaven or hell.
Right. For sure.
No gray.
Hot or cold.
No gray. Yep. Hot or cold.
Yeah.
And so you're so much like him. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You're so much like him.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah.
And those are huge shoes. But I'm so honored that he passed me the baton, you know, and I know that he's proud of me, you know, because he's said it
Totally.
quite a few times, you know. So that's an honor. It's truly an honor because we were talking about last week, like the way he appears, he just floats there. We're like, does he even walk? Like, you know, just the calling on his life is so crazy and so huge. And, you know, I will always, you know, respect and honor him and give him his flowers, you know,
Right.
because he's like the dopest. You
Yeah,
know?
he was on his assignment.
Yeah, for real.
And the thing about assignments is you got to know when that assignment is over. You have to know when to start it.
Yeah,
You need to know when to turn it up. It's like cooking.
yeah, yeah. And you can't be burning up your ham hocks and all of that
Right.
kind of stuff.
And then, you know, one thing you told me
What?
a long time ago with like assignments in relation to like people. So if your assignment with a person, you can't like what you were just saying about prophecy. You can't tell a baby, you can't feed a baby food.
Yeah.
You have to feed them, the bottle 1st. So I appreciate you. I could see you doing that with me. Like when I first, was seeking God.
Yeah.
And the little things that you told me, because you could have the situation that I was in. You feel me?
Yeah.
You could have just said, whoop, 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 whoop.
Right.
It would have turned me off. And I would have been like, bye, Wheats.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you did what God told you to do. You would just lay little, little seeds, little nuggets. And then you'd have to wait for me to be like, aha.
Right. And so understand, I do understand the whoop, 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 whoop. I totally understand.
Right, because the whoop was the whoop. Right, I
It
can't
most
even
definitely
really,
was. It most definitely was.
like
Yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah. She is super funny too. So she is hilarious. What was the one thing that you can say with observing me that kind of got you that aha at times? Like, I can do this.
I could do this?
Yeah, like you can do being saved.
Oh. Just, I wanted to be fancy. And you were so fancy, And so I guess I have to, let me go back. So when I was maybe 16, I went to church with some lip gloss on. And you don't do that. I think you don't paint your nails.
Right.
You didn't do none of that.
Right.
And so the pastor took me in the back and gave me this whole thing about wearing clear lip gloss, mind you. And that really was a thing that it just turned me off. I felt like you had to be in a box to be saved.
Yeah.
But, I think in meeting you, I was grown. Like I had already had 2 kids. In meeting you and seeing, like, you can be just so tight and just dress the way you're dressed and still be saved and love the Lord, and God does not put you in a box.
Right.
He's love. There are things, of course, that you have to do.
Right.
And that's another thing that, I watch you, not compromise, not cuss, not smoke, not any other things
Right.
that, the flesh wants to do.
Right.
And really, I've seen things come at you.
Yeah.
To where, especially with the fighting, and I know that the devil uses that with you.
Right.
And I've seen situations where it could have
Been bad.
left.
Right.
It could've
Real
went left.
bad.
But I know that, that God kept you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were trying to pull that thorn out of the side.
Yeah.
Pull the thorn out of the side. Any other questions?
I was gonna say, like, over the years, going from like the many changes of life, like how have you guys been able to navigate like a new kid, a new schedule, a new job, different things like over the years from meeting each other to now?
I would say together.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing.
Yeah, like just doing this thing together. Like, I remember times when having to go to the hospital with one of the boys, and I'll call you, and it's like I'm there. I remember having Stink, the last of the Mohicans. When he was in the hospital for about a week, you spent most of the time with me in the hospital. Like, we would leave that hospital at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you had to be at work at like 7 or 8. Didn't complain. A lot of times when I would sit there and I would be moaning and praying, you will be just rubbing my back. My God. I remember peeing blood, remember, many years ago. And you were, when you had your first house, and you had refinanced your house, and I had to take some time off from work. And you had came like Nicodemus, like a thief in the night. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And you came and brought me a wad of money, and I hadn't told you anything I was going through. But you had said, the Lord had told me to come and drop this off to you. And I hadn't told you one thing. And I was just like, shh. Just hugged you like, thank you. Thank you for the many times you stand on your post. You know, being obedient as well. Man, times when you had car troubles, I would come and get
Oh my
you
gosh.
at
Me and
5 o'clock in the
cars.
morning. You was working at AT&T, I think, at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would drop you off at work. And sometimes you'd get a ride back, and sometimes,
And I was
you know, I
working
would come and
early
get it.
too,
You were working early,
like
super
4 or
early.
5.
At like 5, because I would come at
Mm-hmm.
4 then. I would come at
Mm-hmm.
4 to come and get you to make sure you were at work at times.
Mm-hmm.
Times, just so many different
We just
things.
been there for each other.
Yeah. So
Period.
that's why I said doing this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shh, man, seeing your first grandchild, I was
Oh my
there.
goodness. Mm-hmm.
The many things that through the kids, you know, man,
And you've been able to talk to the kids
yeah,
on their level
yeah,
that I can't reach them on.
yeah, yeah,
Sleeping Beauty.
yeah. Thinking about all of those times,
It's been a lot of times.
a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. The times where really, really, where it really counted.
Yeah, most
Mm-hmm.
definitely. It would just be Woody Wheats and sweet
Mm-hmm.
Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
And first it started out Fancy McWancy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just went to Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always sweets. And then it went
Mm-hmm.
to Wheats and then Woody
Weedy
Wheats.
Wheats.
Yeah.
Now even the Grants call you Weedy Wheats.
Yeah. The grands call me Woody Wheats also. So it's just the W's.
Mm-hmm.
Wheats and Wentz. You know, through
Mm-hmm.
so many storms, so many ups, so many downs. Um, man, through all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of stuff, you know.
Losing my house.
Yeah, yeah,
Having to talk me through that whole situation multiple times.
yeah,
Talk me off the ledge multiple
yeah,
times.
yeah,
Because I really thought, like, it's over.
yeah,
Like, it's over.
yeah,
What am
yeah,
I going to do?
yeah, yeah.
You just having to talk me through, like, a lot of different situations.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Where not only that, but it's like, you need something. What do you need, Wentz?
Mm-hmm.
You know, okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be over there.
Yeah, and I'd be
You
like,
know, at that time there was no Cash App.
mm-hmm.
You know, there was no Cash App at
Back in
that
the
time.
olden days.
Yeah, I would have to
Go
come and
drop the
drop you off
cash.
stuff. Yeah, um,
Mm-hmm.
man,
Mm-hmm.
through all kind of stuff. Difficult discussions, very difficult discussions. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
nope, nope. Have you thought about this?
Mm-hmm. Nope, I ain't thought about that. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Baby, you had a question.
Where do you see yourself in the near future together in ministry?
I mean, I like to play the back, like the silent partner.
Yeah,
So, I don't know what God has for me. You know, I know that He has something for me.
yeah,
You probably can see it, but
yeah,
mm,
yeah. And I feel it in my shoulder.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But just whatever I could do from the back.
There's a lot of times I push you to the front, though. I
Right,
know you
but
hate it, but
hmm
I still push you to the front because it's like so many things that you do are so like deserving of honor and to be acknowledged, even though it's not something that you even think about receiving or wanting, It's like if I could just put a sheet over you and you like, just put me a sheet over me and like,
Literally.
don't tell anybody I'm right here.
I won't move.
Yeah, it's like that will be fine for you, but it's like, no, that's not honor enough for you for all the things that you do. And you're an amazing daughter, even to your dad before he passed. And he was so amazing because he still remembered so much stuff. Remember when he would just break out in song?
Yeah, he was sharp.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like he was 1,000 years old.
1,000.
Yeah, like, oh
Literally.
my God. And he looked so beautiful. That
Literally.
was so crazy.
hmm
I was like, what is that, velvet?
Right, my
Yeah,
hero.
yeah. It was like, man,
He passed
so,
at 99.
yeah, crazy.
hmm
Right before 100. Like, that's so
hmm
crazy.
Yep.
Still so, like, he would just, like, tell me, like,
Oh, and
stories.
he loves sweets.
Yeah.
Because
It was like, my skin.
he loved, my mom is like sweets color.
Yeah,
My dad he loved sweets. She was just so beautiful
yeah,
and
yeah.
so dark. It just,
hmm
yeah.
And every time he see me, he be like, you just so black.
And
But
my
he
dad was really
always like,
fair.
yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But he always was admiring my complexion. I loved him. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was so hilarious.
Yeah.
So hilarious. His voice was so rich. So rich. Like, so amazing.
And y'all have that whole Oakland connection.
Yeah. He was like so amazing. Like, just the stories that he would tell, would just be like, dang. Like, and he can tell a story. He's like, he was very captivating, so I really liked him as well. Like, it was always funny, but he would say that every single time he seen me. And then he would just tell me a story. So always appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um, so in just saying like, oh, okay, I know I need to do better in relationship. What is it that you say that you could do better in your relationship with God?
Me?
I'm only talking to you.
Time.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time. Time.
Yeah.
Time and prayer.
Mhm.
Fasting. Probably letting. I know that he wants to use me.
Mhm.
And I know I just need to get in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many things.
Yeah. I don't really think there's so many things because it's not like you out tooting up your tail and doing all of these weird things.
Right.
It's not that at all. It's just actively making the time and listening. Cupcake, can you go ahead and grab? So I think that's really just all it is. It's not like you're making it seem like it's 28,000 things. And what are you about to say?
Well, I'm hard. You're harder on yourself
Yeah.
than you are on anyone else.
And so these are your bracelets.
Girl.
And it says, you sure already know what it says, hear my voice.
Oh. Thank
Hear
you.
my voice. So the Lord wants to keep reminding you that you need to hear his voice. And he purposely had me use the gold ones because in it doesn't really look like it's anything there. So it's not about seeing it, it's about hearing it. And when you hear it, that you actively step into line. That there's so many times that he's talking to you. There's so many times that he's talking to you and you're not listening or you don't care to pay attention, because then that means you have to actively do something. And yes, he wants your time, but he wants you to hear him. He wants you to hear him in the small things. He wants you to hear him in the big things. He wants you to hear him in those things that matter to your heart. Because there's still things that you battle and you're dealing with that you have not yet submitted over to him. And you have to let it go to be able to hear him. And so if you don't let it go, you'll never be able to hear him because you're not ready to receive it. But you have to do that because somebody's waiting on you. You have to be active in your post because you have a post, but you got to be active in it. There's so many times that people come to you and they just be able to divulge their whole life to you, and you're listening and hearing all of their stuff. And he's like, why don't you hear me? Why won't you hear me? That he's waiting on you because somebody else is waiting on you as well. That young lady that has gone through some of the things that we didn't talk about on today. But you can't do that unless you hear from him. I hear your voice so clearly saying a song you used to sing. My sheep hear my voice and they come running to me. And you say, I am your shepherd. Why aren't you following me? I hear your voice singing that because it's something that he is needing from you, to hear from him, because he needs you to be able to navigate through things. He needs you to be able to stand still in the midst of. He needs you to be able to see and look out and discern things. But if you don't listen, you'll miss the mark all the time. You'll be somewhere asleep, somewhere frolicking, somewhere absent-minded and missing the assignment. And there's already naturally so many people that come to you with things. But they need something from you more spiritually. But how can you feed them unless you hear from him?
Totally.
And so therefore he said to do that. And then he gave me the colors. It reminds me of the coat of colors. You used to wear a coat a long time ago too, of many colors, you remember?
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me of that because he said it's only one Wance. Only one Wance can do what you do. They can love like you do. You have one of the purest hearts. Even though it has been bitten and it's been stabbed and it's been betrayed and it's been burnt and it's been set aside and it's been disrespected, it's still so pure. You still actively leap in action when you should be absent, when you shouldn't even answer. So you already know that he gonna do great things. You gotta do it.
Oh no.
You have to do it. Because if not, then you're in trouble.
I know.
And then the other person don't get that experience of you. They truly don't get that experience of you. You are so dope. And sometimes you don't even realize how dope you are. You don't understand the power that you bring. And that's why I always call you a quiet storm.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just come through and just with your presence, with your being, with your smile, with that voice that you have, with that positivity
Mm-hmm.
that you have, is infectious. And so, like, why wouldn't you share that? You know? Why wouldn't you share that?
I mean, you say it like it's so easy.
It is. It's just that easy. Like, I've never being somewhere and somebody says, "Oh, I don't like her," not because they have calls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You already know what it is
Yeah.
when they say they don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But naturally, no,
Yeah.
because you're like so dope. You know what I'm saying? Like so real pure to where people are upset to me. Is that really how she acts? Is that really who she is? I'm like, no, that is like 100% authentically like on so many levels her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That they try to, like how you check a Louis bag to see the authenticity,
Yeah, the
this is to
tags.
T, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to see it. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, you have to hear his voice.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
not just, yeah,
No, I totally get it.
I know you get it, but what are you going to do now that you got
I
it?
know, I know, I know. It's so funny that you said that because he just spoke to me the other day.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke to me the other day and he said, "Do this."
Yes.
What did I do?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
The
do it.
opposite.
Hmm.
Exactly.
And then it happened
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't. And I heard him. I know that
Right.
I heard him, and
Uh-huh.
I just pushed it away.
Right.
And it wasn't. Thank God, it wasn't like something
Way
huge,
big, yeah.
but a whole set of circumstances
Mm-hmm.
would have not happened
Right.
had I just listened. It was a
Right.
small thing,
Yeah.
and I knew it was him.
Yeah.
But then, when you don't have the relationship that you know that you should have,
Okay, but why are we making excuses for it?
I don't know if it's really an excuse. I'm just explaining. We're podcasting here.
Okay.
But I think, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
And so the colors is because it's only one you. And the gold that sit in there is because you're a true royalty. And that you don't need to see it, you need to hear it. You don't need to try to look for it or see it in the signs or in the wind or him to sing Dorothy with
Hear the
Toto,
birds
right?
chirping. Hmm.
In the north wind and then follow the stars like the three wise men.
Hmm.
No, we're not doing that. We're hearing. We don't need to see the sign. We don't need to
You're
catch the
killing me.
wonder.
You're killing
We just
Because you
need to
already
do.
know.
I already know,
Hmm.
exactly. And so we just need to leap in. And so that's why he made it like that. And I'm cracking up laughing when he uses all of these colors because it reminded me of that coat you used to wear. And it was so beautiful.
That peacoat?
Yeah, yeah. And then he
Look
said
how
to
many
put
years
the
ago
little
that was.
jewels on it because it's the Trinity.
This is so cute.
It's the Trinity. Father, Son, the Holy Spirit.
Hmm.
And the blue is, calming.
Hmm.
Green is for new beginnings. And orange is like a peaceful color. Yellow is happy. So all of these colors they mean something.
Hmm.
Brown is stable and stability. So all of those colors mean something. But your little hard head, knucklehead self needs to listen, need to hear him. And not to hear him and not to leap into action.
Hmm.
It's like, no, we're not going to do that. Oh, like if I was just like putting my glasses on, then I can hear because there wasn't the decimal and the sound would have been a little bit better. It's like, no, weirdo. Listen and be active and be in it because somebody's waiting on
I
you.
feel that.
Yeah, but do that.
I
Don't feel
am.
that. And that, again, we're not going on the feelings, we're going on facts.
I understand.
No, but I need you to do it, not to
Okay, I'm
just
gonna do it.
understand.
I'm gonna do it.
Because
I
you will
need
tell
to.
me, yeah. And I know you understand because
Yeah.
you're extremely smart.
Right. This is something I've been dealing with.
Yeah,
It's
I
always
never did
been
know
the
that.
thing. It's always been the thing. Like not hearing him, knowing that you hear him, and just don't do anything. It's like
That's
that.
not always been your thing.
Well, no, but I've done it multiple times.
Yes.
Yes.
And so it's like, no, we're not doing that anymore because we're about to be 9,000 years old.
For real.
And like, who wants to be old in their sandals.
Hitting
This,
their head all the time.
yeah, you're walking in the wilderness and you're walking on just straps now. There's no sole in your sandals
Right,
anymore.
holes in my shoes.
Yeah, and it's like, what's the point in that? Only to go back to have to do it the way he said to do it from jump.
The test all over again.
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. Don't you hate cycles?
I do.
Okay, so are we gonna act like we do?
We are. We are.
Do you see how?
We. I'm serious.
Yeah,
I am.
all the way.
It was the confirmation.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you be having a
That's
lot of
why I be ducking
confirmations.
you.
I already know this. This is not
I
new.
know.
This is not new.
This is like right on point.
Duh.
Yeah.
I know that.
I know.
So I want you to like actually put it in action, like to be that, how we would always be talking about, like sometimes the Holy Spirit be like action, like pow, boom, bam.
Like
So
a comic. Yeah.
yeah, I need you to actually get in there and throw your pows and your pings and all that kind of stuff and listen so that you can get the mark, because seriously, there's a couple young ladies that are waiting on you. They're like truly
I
waiting on
know.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know who they are.
Okay. So,
I know exactly who they are.
okay.
That's crazy.
And we haven't talked
I know.
about this at all.
Yeah.
So you guys are getting like the real, because we haven't talked about this at all.
Yep.
We haven't talked in a couple months.
I know exactly who they are.
Yeah, we haven't talked in a couple months. And we don't talk all the time. So we can go for months without talking. And then I'll
And then
call
just-
her or you'll call me and we'll talk for a few hours. And then we may have to do something together in ministry. And then we'll do whatever we need to do. I'll text you here and there as the Lord tells me. But we don't have to be in each other's face, and the love is still thick and rich. So we haven't talked in months. I just called her yesterday and I said, oh, the Lord said it's time. Get your tail over here. You're on So Sweet Sundays, and this is what's going to happen. And you said, oh, right. You're like, oh, okay, I'll be there, And so it's not something that we're talking every time and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of times you're always ducking because you don't.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'll be
You
like,
know
should I
what?
answer?
Yeah.
Should I answer?
But you already know I'll be like, Lord, give me your address because I need to go to the house. So it's like,
I'm so crazy, y'all.
why are you so crazy?
Like, I don't have it all.
Why are you so crazy? And they wanted to ask, like, how did you know that one another was crazy?
Probably when you was talking to the kids. You was about to beat those. You was about to beat the kids. And I was gonna kill them.
Don't act like I had boys that were like any
Honey.
Mary Poppin editions. I did not have those kind of boys.
No, but man, especially Honey. You know, I have my heart for Honey.
Yeah, but Honey didn't really get in trouble.
Yeah, he didn't.
Honey did not get in trouble.
No, but he
But
could
still,
have.
Yeah.
He would have stepped out of line. He would have.
The other heathen said.
He would have got it.
Yeah. To me, yeah, I think it was more like when I would be like, Wance, really? It's just about something that like like, really, Wance. That's what we're doing, really?
You can't say it, huh?
No. I'd be like, that's what we're doing. And then you would just kind of just like look, shake your head, and like it was like, we up and it's stuck. So I don't I think it was kind of quickly fast early. Like God kind of just revealed the cards on us both. Like, this is what it is and this is who it is. And it was just like,
It's my crazy.
yeah,
It's your crazy.
right, exactly. And it just, two crazies work together. Yeah, so I think that was really funny, to be like, we're so different. We're both crazy in our own different crazy ways, but it works. We're both servants. What would you say we're both, what of our similarities?
Um, Creating.
Creating?
Hmm.
Okay. We're
Yeah,
both creative.
creating. Um, yeah, like the servants.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we see a need
Mm-hmm.
and it's instantly, it's like go,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we'll get it done.
Big givers.
Hmm.
We're both really big givers. Super big givers.
Hmm. We love our kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Grandkids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And like you had grands before I had grands.
Hmm.
And it was like, okay, wow, this a different type of feeling,
Hmm.
you know?
Yep,
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah, you did. You
Hmm.
did. You most definitely did.
Yep, it's that free love.
Yeah, most definitely did. Um, what do you think that Miracle Temple prepared us for?
Bro, everything.
Yeah.
Man, that church is like, there's no church like it.
None.
None.
Never.
None.
No.
We've seen so many things,
Yeah.
miracles,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
casting demons being cast out.
for sure.
Just, and you know, a place like that, the devil's always on attack.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
For
trying to
sure.
pull you from, prematurely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it just prepared you for a relationship with God, like how to just really hold on,
Yeah.
hold on,
Yeah.
like with everything.
I think it also prepared you for some of the things that were coming out of it, the spirits that were coming out of there, because it's such a light and it is a deliverance ministry. It attracted so many demonic type spirits, and so there were so many different demonic attacks. Most definitely for me, they were coming at me like beyond crazy. But I was like, I'm just crazy enough not to stop. I ain't moving, I ain't stopping. You got the right one today, boo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why have you experienced a lot of people say to you, "Why y'all friends?"
Mm, not why are you guys friends, but like, y'all friends?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Like, because we're so different.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Just the differentness of it.
Mm.
But people that know me, know you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think for me, a lot of people were like, "Why y'all friends? Y'all so different."
yeah, it doesn't match.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, people, because they don't know,
Mm-hmm.
the dynamics of our relationship, um, and how thick the roots go. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And like, even there is times when you've been on your post and you will call me at 2 o'clock in the morning, like, we pray. And I would just, no questions, just start praying. Or I will call you and right when you're in the thick of something, and it would stop certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like, okay, just seeing all kinds of different things. Just it's been crazy, but it's been amazing.
Yeah.
It most definitely has been amazing. Um, Also helps that you come from an amazing family.
Oh, yeah.
With Keely Wheelie, like I love Keely Wheelie. I
Mm-hmm.
love you, Keely Wheelie. She's like so dope.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like even having siblings that you don't really see it like, oh, you're being the younger sister. So seeing that dynamic for you to like she is like my big sister,
Mm-hmm.
because she's an essence of what a big sister
She's a
is.
perfect big sister.
Yeah, so I'm like, nah, you're gonna have to share Keely Wheelie. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody's so dope. Mom's so sweet. My
Mm-hmm.
mother is really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you talking about needing dinner work because mom's so sweet.
Mm-hmm. And my
She is
mom's a
like,
sweetie pie.
she is amazing,
Mm-hmm.
amazing, so humble, prayer warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, your whole family is just like so amazing.
Yeah, I'm
So
blessed.
you
I'm
are.
totally blessed.
And the fact that they love me too.
Mm-hmm.
and have always accepted me. It was never like, don't bring her over here. Like, I don't like her. It's never like that. So it's, you know, so amazing. And the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Thank you.
So it's just,
I don't do well with compliments,
yeah. I don't really pay you no mind.
but I appreciate you. I love you.
Are you offended by me a lot of times? Do you get offended?
No?
Yeah. And I was talking about that too. It's like when you know what you know, who it's like, and we can talk about everything, any and everything, you know, everything, and there's never like, only self too. When I'm feeling a certain way, you like, Weedy Weeds, what is going on with you? What is that? Remember when I went through bulimia? Do you remember that? Long time ago.
Yep.
And
That's crazy.
remember? Long time ago. I think my waist was like this big. I was itty bitty. But I know that it was also in the
Stayed in the
spiritual.
gym.
Yeah, yeah. You were like, I'm about to call your second home because you're not answering the phone for me. Yeah. But I know that I also, shortly after that, when the Lord, allowed it to subside, and He lifted that spirit off of me, that I was able to minister to a few young ladies who were gone through that and able to tell them and help them through it, so I did appreciate that. But you were like, my God, you can feel your rib cage.
Just a really teeny tiny. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Do you have
yeah.
any pictures?
I think I do. I do have some. But so many, we've been through so many things.
So many things.
So many things. And things that we would be here for 9 years.
My 7 months of bed rest
Yeah.
with you, Maya.
Yeah. Yep. And they had to sew you up and in and
So,
out
yeah.
a couple times. A couple times. Yeah. So many different
That
things.
decision that I had to make to
Yeah.
keep my baby.
Yep. And I remember prophesying to you and telling you that she would make it, telling you what she would be. I even told you what she would look like and what her personality would be
Yeah,
like.
but I said, no, she's not going to be that way.
Yeah, what'd you say she
And
was going to
what
be
is
like?
she?
Exactly what the Lord
I
showed
said
me.
she was going to be a prim and proper little baby girl and she was going to sit like this. I
Yeah.
had it all mapped out. And we was like, nope, that's not it.
Exactly. Not at all.
She's
Exactly.
something else.
Yeah. Exactly what she looked like. So when she came out, it was just like I had already seen her. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and you were there.
I was
And
there.
your mother,
Yeah.
my Momo.
I remember just even, when family was having sickness and, just being able to pray and the Lord, moving on, hearing us connecting, where two and three are gathered, you'll be in the midst of. So a lot of different, man, so many different situations. And it's been such an honor and a pleasure to be your best friend, to hold this baton and this torch, and um, like really in the thick of this thing, like to where it's not fake, it's not phony, it's one of one, it's truly one of one, and it's like it stand the test of time. And there's been a whole bunch of times, that it has stood through, man, so many different things. Like times where you would cry and you were upset about certain things and you were like, why? And we would talk like 5, 6, 7 hours, pray about that thing, and, God would deal with you on it, times when I would just come and would sit at the house. Many a times when you would come to the house to do something for me with the boys, and I come home and I'm missing pictures and statues because you were always stealing stuff from the house. And like she's in my.
Did that in a long time.
I remember a time when you took a shirt that was in the room And I'm like, why do you have on my shirt when you wore this? Like, he's like,
I
oh yeah, I
literally
took
used
it
to
this
steal,
out
so I came home with something every single time. I was over
every
there a
time.
lot.
Yeah, you were. You
It's
were.
a few
You were.
things
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
but I've
You've
been
been
good.
delivered.
I've been good.
I just said you've been delivered. You've been set free.
Plus, Sonny ain't here to keep me in check. Cause
And
Sonny would be like, "I'm telling."
right, exactly. So funny. Well, we have just sat and just been able to talk, and you guys see who the Ying to My Yang is, um, the different things we've been through.
Although we really couldn't tell you, we'll tell you off camera.
But why we work so well together. Um, and it's been many a years. Many
Many
a years.
kids.
Many a kids, grands, all of that. Um, yeah, all of it. So that was an episode on So Sweet Sundays. I'm Sweets. And we're out.
I'll be right back. But triple digits in your bank account.